Thanks for having me all. It's an honor to be here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Grant. I also go by Prezence. I am a producer, a vocalist, multi-instrumentalist. I like to make beats from scratch, so this is my custom rig here that's kind of harkens back to the live dub rigs of King Tubby and Lee Scratch Perry, things like that, except in the digital domain. So I'm going to make some beats from you from scratch, share some of my produced material, and it's all inspired by this man here, Mark Passio, who got me on the path of sharing natural law through my gift of music. And so I'm really grateful to be here and just honored and blessed. And so I hope you all have a beautiful night. Yeah. Anybody else out there feel like we're living through a scam, you know? How's it sounding out there? Because we're living through a scam, yeah. I said we're living through a scam, yeah. You know the government is a scam, yeah. All right. We break down them walls cause it's time to unify. The differences between us make us beautiful and divine. A politician, them they use a difference to divide. And I know who I am, my heart is in alignment. Standing up to the tide but no need to live in confinement. Babylon crumbling before my eyes, I'm not surprised yet. Every breath I take in the oxygen, I'm optimizing. My health is my true wealth and no vaccine will compromise it. Needles injecting into the ship for the genetically modified. Installing the operating system, 5G comes online. If death by toxic chemicals, heavy metals ever make the headlines, they blame it on the virus which they never purified. That's right, yo Soundpath, say ya. Because we're living through a scam, yeah. I said we're living through a scam, a scam. Said we're living through a scam, yeah. Yeah, there's a new type of Nazi on the block. Political correctness is the branding on the flock. Operation Warp Speed, they're coming with them vaccine. When them needle come at me, there's only one who takes a shot. Hey, I got the 12 gauge in the closet, 357 pound my bedside. Clock on my appendix, I'm athletic, train myself right. Contact tracers, come at me, your medic won't be too sight. Owning this human body, self-defense, it is my birthright. Indoctrination, cradle to grave, I'm living under a slave state. You figure that yet that the criminals can only rule your true religion and hate. Authority held in belief a majority, fear nothing more than us breaking conformity. Outnumber them, 1,001. Wake from the slumber, job battle is one. Yes, sir. Boom. Because we're living through a scam, yeah. I said we're living through a scam, a scam. Said we're living through a scam. We will reclaim our sovereignty. Let me see the fists in the air. We growing stronger each day. Hey, we will reclaim our sovereignty. Hey, we growing stronger each day. Hey. Because election is selection. Let the fraud get your attention. Every 4 years they put a new puppet in the throne. No objection to aggression, oppression, a violent tax collection. True democracy, each individual making her own selections. 51 making their own. The 49, that's mob rule. Dialectic to distract us, even divide. It's not cool. Time for us to each become the master of our destiny. Individual sovereignty is the way to free society. Rise up, we take our power back, yo. Rise up and be the change we want to see. Rise up, your silence is compliance. So let your words shape your future destiny. Oh yes, we rise up, a counter-attack, yo. Rise up and take a stand for love and peace. Oh yes, we rise up. There's no more playing small now. The time has come to choose to be free, cause we live through a scam. Sing it!
And we not let
all right, because we living through a scam. We're free in our minds and in our hearts, cause we living through a scam. We practice self-ownership, cause we living through a scam.
And you know Jah love always prevails in the end. Choosing to realign ourselves with the divine,
We're choosing to realign ourselves with the divine.
Mind control,
I know my heart center is truly masterful, yeah. When I choose to realign. I'm tired of being silenced by the fear of ridicule. It's time to rise up like a lion and to speak the truth. Because to know and not to act is not to know or care. Gotta do my part in declaring awareness into the air, unto the ether. For those who know it's time to become leaders, keepers, speakers, teachers of sacred knowledge. To all who are still sleeping, upgrading consciousness, suffocating lawlessness. Truth and love synonymous, situations ominous, but I won't remain anonymous. No, you might never gonna mute this throat chakra, fully open in the words flow like a lava mind. Ain't gonna be bound by dogma, then we can evade natural law or karma. Demogram all their propaganda, raise our brain waves in the gamma. Wage slaves breaking cages, disengaging the limitations. Cubicles are the new plantation. Are you on the same page? Do you understand? Ego out of the way, spirit engaging. The mind controls slaves, feeling enraged. Ego can handle the truthful vibrations, but I got no patience for their frustration, and I'm not given to their temptation. We must end all government regulation. Conscious life is the real education. Anybody who subscribes to an institutionalized belief system is under mind control, yes. Anybody who subscribes to an institutionalized belief system is under mind control, yes. When I choose to realign to my inner guidance, I know my heart center is truly masterful, yeah. When I choose to realign. Yo, how we feeling? We choosing to realign ourselves tonight, you know. Yo, do you deserve to be put into an institution? Let me get in here and dispel some major illusion. The chief religion, binding, grinding their minds to a halt. When they default to politics, they got played like a fiddle. Here's a little riddle, think you got swindled? Paying them taxes, getting crippled, and your bank account dwindled. Don't like it? Let me coming at you with the missiles. Just because a little bit of scribble on a piece of paper, underneath a little bit of Satanism, symbolism, underneath a little bit of communism, euphemism, sound legit. To some dead-ass criminals, sign your initials on the dotted line, hand us your rights. No, you bitch asses won't put up a fight. We got the guns and we coming for yours. We will force you into funding our wars. Take the weapon first, due process second. Don't ask no questions if you get threatened. Do it like a in a cage, like a in a cage. Say, cause we choosing to realign ourselves here at Soundpath. Yes, sir. And now we are choosing to realign ourselves with the divine, yeah. Cause anybody who subscribes to an institutionalized belief system is under mind control, yes. Anybody who subscribes to an institutionalized belief system is under mind control, yes. When I choose to realign to my inner inner guidance. I know my heart center is truly masterful, yeah, when I choose to realign, yeah. That's why we are choosing to realign ourselves with the, oh yes, we choosing to realign ourselves, oh yeah, choosing to realign ourselves with the, oh, with the divine, oh, with the divine, oh, with the divine, oh yeah, choosing to realign ourselves with the, oh yes, we choosing to realign ourselves, oh yeah, choosing to realign ourselves with the, oh, with the divine, oh, with the divine, oh yeah. I gotta give Mark credit for that lyric. Anybody who subscribes to an institutionalized belief system is under mind control. All right, I'm gonna make one from scratch. You guys ready? This one's called Ours for the Taking. Freedom is ours for the taking, yeah. History now in the making. Say, fuck the governmental gobierno. They only exist to take your money and your dinero. I ain't scared of nothing, I ain't moving, I ain't budging. Lot of population trusting to the bullshit we be cutting. Better assess the situation if you want liberation. No disinformation, pollute your clear mind. Some be caught up in the lie, must be all the fluoride. 99, keeping them mindless, spineless, fine with it. I got no time for this. I'm taking a trip into the future. No master, no slave, gonna be living without rulers. By any measure we maneuver. No jobbing, no booster, cause we Rastaman recruiters and we villain prosecutors. Hey, history now in the making. Freedom is ours for the taking, yeah. History now in the making. Soundpath, freedom is ours for the taking, yes. History now in the making. Freedom is ours for the taking, yeah. History now in the making. Hey. Hey yo, I love to see my brethren standing up to tyranny. The sound of freedom resonating like a symphony. We ain't no fringe minority, we a threat to authority. When we coming together, activate a silent majority. See, most people don't wanna rock the boat. They afraid to go against the grain and the system keeps them broke. So they comply till our freedom implode. Wondering how they became the fascist at the end of the road. Let's go. History now in the making. Freedom is ours for the taking, yeah. History now in the making. Freedom is ours for the taking, yes. History now in the making. Freedom is ours for the, what you say? History now in the making. Cause collective consciousness rising, the truth is so inspiring when we shine. Enter this high state of mind. You know mankind is intelligently designed. In love with this beautiful life, humanity living and breathing and thrive. When we step into what is aligned, say, my people ready to rise up. Let's move into the new paradigm, yeah, and break the chains of the past. Ascend into the brighter future, yes. History now in the making. Freedom is ours for the taking, yeah. History now in the making. Because freedom is ours for the taking, yeah. History now in the making. Freedom is ours for the taking, yeah. History now. You know, nobody's gonna give us our freedom. We have to take it, you know. History now in the making. History now in the making. Ours for the taking. I'ma live with integrity, yeah, yeah. This song's about living with integrity, you know. And keeping the promises that I make to myself. Prioritize physical, mental, and spiritual health. Life gets rough, I'm rising above and never fear to be held. Deep inside me is a calling, and this calling be felt, yes. I'm making the most of every single minute today. And the power of presence awaken my essence, intentions they fade. Strong intentions and emotions are the recipe for change. Must align with my actions in a passionate state. Align with my actions in a passionate state. Oh yes, I won't run away. No, I won't be running from myself today. Running from myself today. Cause the real me is the only me I can escape. Oh yeah. So I'ma live with integrity, yeah. I'ma live with integrity I say. I'ma live with integrity, yeah. That's the key to freedom, you know. Gotta get back on the path when I fall off. And now my mind's set back on track, won't let it take too long. Yes, stay present and meditate when it all seems wrong. Got to surrender to the curtain for it gets too strong. Yes, my outer reality is a reflection of inner space. And when I open up my heart, the world's a better place. I've forgiven myself and others for our past mistakes, so we can move past all the trauma into Jah embrace. We move past all the trauma into Jah embrace. So will I fit the mold of others' expectations? No. Or live a life of freedom and celebration? Or will I paralyze myself with hesitation? Oh yeah. Or live a life of self-realization? Yeah. I won't run away. No, I won't be running from myself today. Yeah. Running from myself today. Cause the real me is the only me I can escape. Oh yes. So I'ma live with integrity. Yeah. I'ma live with integrity. With integrity I say. Thank you so much, y'all. It's Prezence and Elias Clay. This is a song I wrote with my soul sister Elias. No, we don't want no propaganda. Pay attention to the voice inside. Don't seek direction from the world outside. Cause these illusions fool once, fool twice. But I keep coming back to the light. I lose my patience and I lose my way. And different paths, different colors, but we bleed the same. See you shining and I've got to say, amplifying this reflection, gonna spark a flame. Feed the fire in my quarter rains. Critical mass we at last attain. The 100th monkey taking off the chains. Cause once you see the game, the world don't look the same. No, it don't. I see through the lies televised to shape my mind reality. I see through the maze and the ways they laid to shape society. I break through the chains and the grid they built to keep an eye on me. I fly through the storm singing my song, reaching humanity. I see through the lies televised to shape my mind reality. I see through the maze and the ways they laid to shape society. Break through the chains and the grid they built to keep an eye on me. I fly through the storm singing my song, reaching humanity. Observing several synchronicities, exploring the mystery, feel the memory of something great, a connection to my creator. Sense the history might be contradictory, maybe there's some trickery involved as I dissolve. I am a fierce meditator, conscious penetrator of non-linear reality. Collect nuggets from my masterpiece, through plummets as I ascend to the summit, oversee new frontiers. I'm an engineer, passionate for art that feels intricate and infinite. Once took a visit from some extra dimensional beings, not scared of their unconventionality, developed a new rationality which affect my personality dramatically. They systematically send me greetings, meanings, teachings lasting more than an evening. Best part, they weren't preachy or greedy, but seemed generally concerned with my development as a force of intelligence, selective frequency, highest resonance, spreading the vibe of benevolence. Say, feeding the fire and I call the rains. Alaya say, critical mass we and last attain. Hey, the 100th monkey taking off the chains. Cause once you see the game, the world don't look the same. No, it don't. I see through the lies televised to shape my mind reality. I see through the maze and the ways they laid to shape society. Break through the chains and the grid they built to keep an eye on me. Fly through the storm singing my song, reaching humanity. I see through the lies televised to shape my mind reality. See through the maze and the ways they laid to shape society. Break through the chains and the grid they built to keep an eye on me. Fly through the storm singing my song, reaching humanity. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's Prezence and Elias Clay. We're making the music every day. I say we eat some mango and banana. Nah, cause we don't want no propaganda. Yeah. Song reaching humanity. Yeah. How we feeling out there, everybody at Soundpath? Really appreciate y'all vibing with me tonight. Yeah, big ups to the organizers, big ups to Jerry, big ups. Big ups to St. John and everybody who was a part of this organization. It really takes a village to put something like this together, and our efforts are being felt by Creator tonight. You know that. It doesn't matter how many people show up, it doesn't matter how many people watch the live stream. Our efforts are being felt by Creator to spread this message. So thank you all for your efforts. Thank you all for helping out. We know that this message is rippling out. We pray that this message is rippling out far and wide to the places on earth where our consciousness is needed the most. This next song is called Psyop. Social media deliver propaganda. Chatting down out of the side, hey, yeah. Okay, another false flag, and now, yeah. A possibility, the people stop buying into the puppetry, embrace a life fulfilled by what's in harmony with the false selection, use discretion, find perfection of our honesty. Honest with ourselves, right? Now if we honest with ourselves, we see theater for the masses at play. We got to call the curtain, all determine what to do and what is right for we. It's called self-responsibility. Disengage from the world as a stage. We got to channel our rage into productivity. We got to know absolute instead of relativity. Gotta lose attachment to emotional negativity. We got to disengage from the publicity of all the actors, actresses who put us in harm's way. We got to stop the worship of human sacrifice, pedophile, blaze the fire on Babylon and their conspiracy. They coming with another side upstage, another false flag plan. False flag plan, say, and the first casualty of war is the, and we ignore scams right. So we keep on shouting from the rooftop, disengage from Instagram. Instagram say, and social media deliver propaganda to the palm of you, and to the palm of you. You know the social media deliver propaganda, yes, and to the palm of your head. All right. The media already admitted to all the vax damage. A little vax sandwich between a couple piece of lies on toast. COVID misdiagnosed. A big nothing burger reduce a population with injected murder. Public somehow forgotten the MAGA really meant Java catastrophe. Clear people out of the street, soon replaced by a new definition. American idiot shit, and in diapers can't formulate a sentence without a script to write. One false flag to the next. Look to your right now, look to your left. No free speech on Twitter or X, in a car gonna wreck when you drive or you text. When the mind I jump from a thing to the next. Then ejaculate to porn up sex. Everybody compete for the baddest flex. Get a new iPhone cause it got better. So perplexed, people haven't learned yet. Government only giving lies and threats. Run a hamster wheel from your birth to your death. Gotta work to your sweat, gotta pay that debt. Stop, meditate and calm your breath. Stop, meditate and calm your breath. Stop, meditate and calm your breath. Because they're coming with another psyop stage. Another false flag plan. False flag plan say. And the first casualty of war is the truth, and we ignoring the scam, ignoring all the scams right. So we keep on shouting from the rooftop, disengage from Instagram. Instagram say, cause social media deliver propaganda to the palm of ya, and to the palm of ya. You know the social media deliver propaganda, yes, to the palm of ya. Hey, 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 hey. You know social media deliver propaganda. Social media deliver propaganda. False flag play. You know what it is. Taxation, theft, and the government is slavery, yeah. We're paying no mind or money to false authority, yeah, yeah. Because we own the product of our labor and our divine creativity, yeah. We won't be used for funding war and genocide and heavy weaponry, yeah, yeah. Taxation, theft. I won't be paying no money to fake authority, yeah. I will fund no war, no genocide. You know, I'ma keep my money in the community. We know that taxation, theft, and the government is slavery. Yes, sir. We're paying no mind or money to false authority. Yeah, yeah. Because we own the product of our labor and our divine creativity. You know, we won't be used for funding war and genocide and heavy weaponry. Taxation, theft. Sing it with me. And a 1, 2, 3. Taxation, theft. Taxation is theft. You know, taxation, theft. I won't be used for funding war. Taxation, theft. Taxation. From the day you were born, the system treats you like commodity, taking their cut every transaction, every quantity. Tax what you earn and what you buy and what you sell and what you own and what you inherit. The shit is an atrocity. That don't even include the hidden tax, that of inflation when they print money and take a luxe vacation. Then they counterfeit a couple stacks or more, spend it on war and correspondent media campaigning. Most people know that it's a wrong to rob their neighbor, but they think that it's a right if a govy wrote it down on paper. Programmed to believe slavery a racial issue, whites versus blacks. Either way the master get their revenue, either way the subject is you, until you choose to own yourself in everything you do. You stop being subdued by the coercion of the few and break the bondage and acknowledge your inherent worth too. Yes,
let me see if I can help you grasp what we're saying. Politicians take your money more for the slaying, while our people suffer. The fat cats they ignore. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. Taxation is theft and some call it extortion. Involved Voluntary taxation, pro-lifers pay for abortion, while non-smokers pay for tobacco subsidies and vegans funding animal inequalities. Steal from anti-war activists to pay for violence, and people wonder why these streets are filled with riots. And I do not consent, and I will not relent until all my brothers and sisters repent. This is our time to reclaim our worth. Together we can have what we deserve. One by one, let's take our money from the banks. Let's see what they do when they got no money for tanks.
We know that taxation, theft, and the government is slavery, yeah. You know that, and now we're paying no mind, no money to false authority, yeah, yeah. Because we own the product of our labor and our divine creativity, yeah. And now we won't be used for funding war and genocide and heavy weaponry. Taxation theft. Sing it. Here we go. Taxation theft. Taxation is theft. Taxation theft. So I'll be paying the government or corrupt or crooks, you know. Taxation. You know. Taxation. From the banks of the river guide the flow of the currency. Now all of a sudden, for the first time in history, you can get your currency out of the banks and grow your own. Take ownership of your life force energy. Even back in the days of Rome, they used silver and gold to protect against the parasitic entities. So now I use ancient and modern technology, stacking precious metals. Crypto is my philosophy. To thrive and prosper straight to the coming apocalyptic collapse. Monero being used to the counter economic attack. Living life like a certain Samuel Edward Conkin III, inspired by the agora, the free market absurd. Ross Ulbricht got locked up for just creating one. Countless other men and women lives ruined and done. For heaven's sake, let us engage in voluntary transactions. No criminal in the middle taking fractions. Nah.
The sickest thing of all is we're playing a role. They ain't just tax your wallet, they tax your soul. Some turn a blind eye to the crimes they fund. By taking from your wallets, they buy the guns. The bullets and the bombs, they keep raining down on the innocent children, victims go in the ground. I'm praying for the day the atrocities will cease, whether it's the government man or the violent police. We're capable of more, but I know it seems difficult. Like a better humanity almost seems mythical. Together we have the power to rise above. Reject the hate and division, we can choose love. Let's build a foundation that stands the test of time. This means resist taxes, don't give them a dime. We can build a world based on morality and consent. The march to the new world order, we can prevent.
We know that taxation, theft, and the government is slavery, yeah. Make some noise for 33. We're paying no mind, no money to false authority, yeah, yeah. Because we own the product of our labor and our divine creativity. All right, I want to hear everybody in the building loud and clear for this last hook. You guys ready? Taxation theft. Sing it. Boom. Taxation theft. Taxation is theft. Taxation theft. You know what it is. Taxation theft. Taxation. Yeah. This song is for everybody suffering in the Middle East. Anybody suffering due to the order followers, due to the wars that are created by the banks and the politicians. I wish that we could end the war today, but for now the highest action is to sing and pray. We got to sing and pray for all the lives that we've lost, singing and praying. Historically, the worst atrocities committed by humanity, always done under the illusion of authority, when individuals abdicate a personal responsibility, carrying out hateful orders commanded by a state. You know, authority is immoral when people blindly follow orders. Instead of conscience, it always leads to horrors like the genocide committed under countless regimes, Bolshevik and Soviets and Maoist Chinese. Barack drone bomber Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize, fight more violence than any other to take the Oval Office. ironic, but the real problem is the camel costume order followers the politicians call their dogs. State of Israel doing the same and it's making me nauseous. Call it a war, but in reality it's just a slaughter. Netanyahu got his dogs out and we had better stop them. Violations of natural law face the judgments of God. Wish that we could end the war today, but for now the highest action is to sing and pray. We got to sing and pray for all the lives that we've lost. Singing and praying for sacred lives that we got, yeah. I wish that we could end the war today, but for now the highest action is to sing and pray. We got to sing and pray for all the lives that we've lost. Singing and praying. Yeah, I'm so tired of terrorist media mongering, machines telling us to pick a side, invest in their schemes, they lie to divide, paralyze a state of defeat. The only side to choose is whether you pro-war or you pro-peace. That's what I'm sending to Palestine. People in need as bombs raining down on innocent civilians. They bleed, bullets popping, white phosphorus dropping. Gaza cannot be seen, no sign of hostages that Hamas ostensibly hold in. They're bombing the hospital, death tolls exploding every day. 10,000, 15,000, many more lost in the rubble is what they say. It's a genocide. Zionists always pointing the finger of blame, claiming they are the victim once again. Inversion the name of the game. Enough of the hate, murderous ways. Gather your faith, we'll take the bait. We'll walk in peace, we'll live in peace, and we demanded peace today. We'll walk in, live in, and we demand in peace today. We walk in peace, we live in peace, and we demand in peace today. I wish that we could end the war today, but for now the highest action is to sing and pray. We got to sing and pray for all the lives that we've lost. Singing and praying for sacred lives that we got, yeah. I wish that we could end the war today, but for now the highest action is to sing and pray. We got to sing and pray for all the lives that we've lost. Singing and praying for sacred lives that we got, yeah. Yeah, taking a moment to recognize how beautiful this life is, how beautiful the gift of freedom is, that we're not locked up in a cage, we're not locked up in some kind of a open air prison, you know, right now. Yes, we give thanks. Singing and praying for sacred lives that we got, yeah. Thanks so much for listening, y'all. I got a couple more for you. You guys want to hear a brand new song? I've never played this one out in public. This one's about all the chemtrails and all the geoengineering, all of the spraying of the skies, the poisoning of the air, the water, the soil. This one's called Stop Spraying the Sky. It's the most funky tune that I've produced. Stop spraying the sky. Stop spraying the sky. I wanna see blue sky. I wanna see blue sky. I wanna see blue sky. Stop spraying the sky. Say I wanna see blue sky. I wanna see blue sky. I wanna see blue sky. Would you stop spraying the sky? I wanna see blue sky. I wanna see blue sky. I wanna see blue sky. We better walk the walk to get the spraying to stop, cause they be poisoning the air on a scale colossal. I'm tired of talking about a right and a wrong, but when they killing you softly, it's impossible not to. Geoengineering, always fearing, domineering, playing God with the weather like a Satan's apostle. I've been sweating in the sauna, breath the sauna, leaving long and never victim consciousness amongst a fat debacle. No, we already got the solution within us, remove the inner pollution and see the blue in the ceiling. Evolution up in ya and the community healing. We know morality freeing because of truth that we're speaking. All we gotta do is just stand up, say no, enough is enough to your criminal foes. We're getting vocal with your disposal, bringing a new proposal for some clean air, water, and soil. Sing it, here we go. Stop spraying the sky. Do you ever look up, curse the white lines and say, please, I wanna see blue sky, I wanna see blue sky, I wanna see blue sky. Would ya stop spraying the sky? Do you ever look up, curse the white lines and say, please, I wanna see blue sky? Yes. Almost every single day I see a new disaster in the weather warfare, pushing faster, faster. Revelation of the method, call it climate change. Carbon tax on us when NATO wants to blame. Aluminum and DE-double make a wildfire. The Harvard next rad flood you like a geyser. Burn the Lahaina, California for the 100th time. Drown in Texas, Carolina for a lithium mine. For a battery, the real Tesla made obsolete. Free energy existed in the 19th century. And if we care about environmental recovery, stop crediting the private flying climate puppetry. Like a Lyndon B. Johnson them back in 62. Said to control the weather, we'll control the world, that's true. But if we control the climate with our minds alone, now we beat them at their own game or claim the throne. You stop spraying the sky. Do you ever look up, curse the white lines and say please? I wanna see blue sky, I wanna see blue sky, I wanna see blue sky. Would you stop spraying the sky? Do you ever look up, curse the white lines and say please? For the crimes against our sanity, we better hold them all accountable. For the crimes against our life on earth, we're gonna hold them all accountable. Cause the poison not allowable, we better hold them all accountable until they stop spraying the sky. Do you ever look up, curse the white lines and say please? I wanna see blue sky, I wanna see blue sky, I wanna see blue sky. Would you stop spraying the sky? Do you ever look up and curse the white lines and say please? I wanna see blue sky. Who out there wants to see some blue sky? Yes, brand new song, gonna be released soon. I got one more for y'all. This one's about the power of the breath, you know. Sometimes life gets stressful. We find ourselves overindulging in the satanic media and all the darkness that's going on in the world. This song is about the breath of life. It's about the power that we have to come back to our breath at any moment. And through that power of coming back to our breath, we can take back our life force. We can take back our presence. So this song's called Breath of Life. If you want to check it out on my website, you can listen to the full track, and there's also a full guided breathwork meditation that I put out with this song. So here we go. Breath of our life, right on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. Turning our minds, eye on. We got to know the self, you know. Breath of our life, right on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. Turning our minds, eye on. We got to own the self. I breathe in a new type of vibe energy. I disconnected from the external sensory, and now I hold a vision of pristine clarity. Envision people living in prosperity. I breathe out and release all the density. Listen closely to the harmonies and melodies, and now I hold and unfold into the remedy, the heavenly presence of serenity. We got to get out of our own way, holy. Know the heaviness, don't carry no weight, no way. Don't be waiting for somebody's okay. Obey only the voice inside your heart and what your conscience say. You know we trust in the guidance from the silence eternal. With the power of our breath, we're flying over the hurdles. Let the fire burn as we affirm that we are eternal. Violet flaming up, my brain is glowing up a bright purple. Say, breath of our life, right on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. Turning our minds, eye on. We got to know the self. Breath of our life, right on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. Turning our minds, eye on. We got to own the self. I breathe in as if it was our last day on the earth, and God gifted us an opportunity to serve. Now I hold it and observe the beauty we deserve. The waves coming, whether we like it or not, it's time to surf. Breathe out and release all of the fear and the doubt. The water abundant, no need to manufacture, no drought. Now I hold it out and love my whole being throughout. Cause we are perfect as we are and our purpose allowed. Let go of the attachment to the physical material, creating more efficiently, reside in the ethereal. Govy wanna take our freedom, make it illegal. We're immune to their fake disease and our people are peaceful. Say, no need to stress, everything blessed. Gotta be free to express, people depressed. Nevertheless, we gonna get right up out of the mess, and we rising above the power of breath. Rising above the power of breath. Rising above the power of breath. We take a breath of our life, right on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. Turning our minds, eye on. We got know the self. Breath of our life, ride on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. It's turning our minds on. We got to own the self. Breath of our life, ride on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. Turning our minds on. We got to know the self. Breath of our life, ride on. Leave behind the fight or flight, fly on. Turning our minds on. We got to own the self. Yeah, self-ownership, you know. I hope everybody's having a beautiful evening. Thanks so much for listening. My name is Prezence. Hope you all have a beautiful night. Thanks again for listening. Up next, we got Apophasis. Yes. All right. Make some noise for them. Make some noise for Soundpath for putting this together. For all the other artists that performed today, make some noise. For yourselves for being here. Thanks so much. I know my heart center is truly masterful, yeah. When I choose to realign.